loud.
I'm fixing to trade my blue F-Ford 150 for a Mustang GT convertible. So yeah, we need to make a trip to DC Speedway.
Oh no.
Oh, Mini Cooper's front wheel drive.
No.
You remember when I used to win in that blue Honda? Remember?
Yeah.
Front wheel drive, that's the way to go. You can go wide open and make the turn and ain't got to worry about it.
Well, I mean, it feels like we were there. I mean, one summer every weekend it was the monster trucks, and then there was the destruction derbies.
Well, you remember your dad had 2 race cars.
So that's probably why we were there.
Yeah. And that's the time that when I moved to Georgia. When I moved to Georgia, remember, I got out of wrestling for a little bit and went into racing. And I got back into wrestling because it was safer. But yeah, we were there every weekend.
Yeah.
Do you remember them 8x10s?
Yeah, I have one of those still.
I've got a whole stack of them somewhere.
Do you really?
Yes.
So I would love to see those.
I have a whole stack of them. One of them, I think I got one of you and Bo standing in front of the tires.
Yeah, that's the one I have.
Truck. Yeah.
So wearing our Dixie Speedway shirts.
In your high water pants.
Yeah.
Your pants down.
So yeah.
We were growing so much. So.
DC Speedway is awesome.
Yeah, like I said, we're still planning on going. So I mean, I don't. Hey.
How you doing?
Good to see y'all.
So
You'll be making some good pictures, I know. Just good to
how are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Heard y'all had to come to Charlotte.
The furniture mart's in town.
That's awful, but if I had thought about that, I would.
Hey, Golden Weenie.
You could have spread them out and stayed with us.
That's no big deal. So.
I hate you about Charlotte, the lines, traffic so bad.
Yeah, it was fine. So.
Good, huh? Just having some business, and it's good.
Yeah, I'm interviewing him like I did Aunt June. So.
Oh,
This is my life. The Boogie Woogie Man.
Y'all just enjoy yourself. I'm going to go back to the kitchen.
Okay.
You got some food back there? I'm hungry.
No.
I'm just messing with you.
So, but I mean, I don't know if you. I know a lot of people know the family, so, but you know, I'm hoping sometime in the next year I'm quitting my corporate job and I'm opening up an arcade.
I knew I liked you for a reason.
So I mean,
80s games and stuff.
80s games. We're gonna do the full bar.
Our house is taken over.
Yeah, our house is taken over.
Well, I've noticed on Facebook where you got all these arcade games. I'm like, does he own these?
Yes.
You got a Donkey Kong?
Yes.
I'm coming to visit.
There's like 2 of them.
So,
Centipede?
yes.
She's coming to visit.
Yeah.
There's also
Electronic City all over again.
There's also
Yeah. You walk into our house right now.
It's just
That's what you walk into. There's just games.
Good Lord, Bug.
I mean, I've got 4 or 5 pinball machines in there now too.
4.
Oh wow.
So.
Wait, no. If
You
you
go,
count the
boy.
regular one, 5.
Well, anyway, so I mean, anyway, what I was getting at, once we get this things open, you know, we're going to do like a private opening just for family and friends. So you'll actually have to come to Georgia.
Yeah.
So,
I come to Georgia for work.
yeah.
Cool. That's
So
awesome.
tell me about Christmases growing up. What do you remember about those?
Family everywhere. We would all get together on Christmas Day and meet at Granny Holt's house. You remember Granny?
So I
Living,
remember she, you know, when we moved out of Nanny's house, she had the old house up there, but
Right.
before that, she had the
lived
other house.
right up the road. Yeah.
Which I mean, now I think it's just a horse pasture now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
They tore down the little house too.
So I vaguely remember.
Yeah. But see, she lived in a big 2-story house,
So,
which
yeah.
I thought that house was haunted too. So yeah.
Comes from the guy who was like, I didn't start believing in ghosts until.
Yeah.
But
we all would gather. Like Uncle Bob would come in from Maryland, and Aunt Jean sometimes would come in.
I didn't know Bob lived in Maryland.
Yeah, he was his first wife, Jean.
Oh, okay.
Yep. That's where you never met Diane. His daughter had.
So I mean, I remember Uncle Bob. I remember him and your dad working at Amoco at one point.
Yeah. Well, actually, at one time it was Uncle Bob, Dad, and your dad.
Oh, really? I never realized that.
Amoco Transmission is somewhere. I have one of them little ads that that would come in and it was a picture of my dad, your dad, and
Uncle Bob.
Yep.
That's nice. I love to see that. So, I mean, is that all you did? Was just go to her house? Or?
We'd go to her house, and of course, I'd fall asleep, and I'd be asking questions all the time about Santa Claus. I remember one time I fell asleep because there for years I wouldn't sleep in my bedroom. I watched a movie one time and I got scared, and like for 15 years I wouldn't sleep in my bedroom. I sleep on the couch. It wasn't 15 years, but it was a while. And I remember one time I went to sleep on the couch. And it's like I woke up and there was a big old sack right in front of like a big old trash bag right in front of the Christmas tree. And I opened up and looked, and that year I remember I said I wanted a tape recorder. That's all I wanted was a tape recorder. Looked up in the bag and there's a tape recorder. And I went running in there, and Mama and Daddy was in the kitchen, 8 later, cooking something, I was like, did you see him? Did you see him? See who? Santa Claus. No, we were in here. Well, he came. Of course, it was awesome. And we'd all get together, Granny would make that, what was the cake? Fruit? No.
Fruit cake?
Nut cake.
Nut cake.
I think she called it nut cake. Yeah. Some type of cake Granny would make. It had nuts in it. It's good though. Then Mama used to make it.
Is it cake?
It's a cake.
Well, I remember you were talking about recently the slop? No.
Loblolly.
So why don't you tell the fine folks?
Loblolly is one. My mom told me that one day Granny was broke. All she had was a can of pork and beans, a can of chili with beans, and a can of corned beef hash. She said, what am I going to make out of this? So what'd she do? Put them all in a pot and heated them up. And that's what they ate. And come find out it was good. And so one Thanksgiving, Granny made it, and so I said, Ed, what is that? Oh, it's some loblolly we put together, and that's where it come from, loblolly. And it is good. I like it. If you've never tried it, you need to. It's good.
What was your favorite meal your mother made?
Oh, Lord. All of them.
I remember her biscuits and gravy the most.
Yeah. I loved her fried taters and onions.
I remember those too.
Yeah, because she would do it, and she would take the taters and put flour, sugar, and salt on them before she cooked them. And it's just so good. Yeah. That's probably my favorite, her fried taters and onions. Her biscuits and gravy was good too. This one here, there's some things she makes that, I love my mama. It made me want to slap her. Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, you remember I was little. I was dog size, and I look at me. But yeah, I think I'd have to say fried taters and onions. That's my favorite.
So I remember when we moved out of your mom's house, there were several cars left on the property, including a school bus.
See, you remember stuff I done forgot about until you bring it up. Oh, Lord.
How in the world did you get a school bus?
Yeah. Big old blue bus, wasn't it?
Yeah. Sitting on top of that hill right there.
Yep. Well, see, now we lived off the road, like a quarter mile.
Yeah,
So we was out in the sticks. So anybody had an old junk car or something, and, they said they couldn't keep it at their house. Bring it on down. So the bus was the guy who started the wrestling company. The bus broke down one day going to pick up a ring or something. So I told him, I said, dude, I asked Mama, I was like, can we park his bus here for a little bit?
10 years later.
So I said, bring it on down here, Well, 2 or 3 years later. And I think Bo wound up got mad at me, or it might have been you got mad at me one time, busted all the windows out.
I think me and both did that.
I got mad at the time, and then I was like, I don't care. So, but yeah, that's how I wound up with a bus. Then I had the brown '67 Chevrolet Impala, which was it was my brother Bo's that got killed.
I didn't realize that was his.
Yeah. And then I think the LTD was parked right next to it, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was 2 cars right there. Yeah.
And remember when we found out that Mama had to move, they sold it, and them guys that had all the equipment and stuff out there and everything.
Yeah.
Remember, we egged all their equipment. He come knocking on the door, and I know it was y'all. I don't know what you're talking about.
I do remember that. We were pissed.
We were mad. I mean, we were trying to tear it up. Me and you both, and Bo, all of us, we tried to crank it up and just try to tear it up.
Yeah.
We were mad. Because we felt like that, you know, they were running. Mama lived there for 40 years and they're trying to run her off.
Yeah. Yeah, I've forgotten all about that.
I'm imagining like Ernest goes to camp.
Do what?
Ernest goes to camp, Revolt. You probably don't remember it. They had like the shirtles coming in with the parachutes. You know.
Wow. Ernest. Then there's Butch and Speck.
Oh yeah, my 2 dogs.
Butch was like, ooh, and then Speck was like,
Yeah, no one could pet the dog but me.
And the funny part about it, we took him to the vet, right? Bug got so mad because we told him about Speck, and the vet was like, hey, he's just a wuss. You know? Just a little bit of a wuss. Me and Bo busted out laughing. Bug got mad.
But oh my gosh, those dogs like you know we had the horses up front.
Yeah.
You know, so the horses of course would go potty from time to time, but those dogs would run and not even stop running.
Not even stop running.
Grab a bite and keep on going.
If you look back at it now, they were actually good dogs.
Yeah, they were.
They were good dogs. Whatever happened to them?
So, your mom had a friend who took them, when we found out we were moving. So, and I remember I came home from school once and they didn't, because they used to always meet me at the bus. And I came home from school and the dogs were not there, and I came in and that's when Denny was like, well, I had to give them away and I thought you'd be too upset, to be here for that. And
Joanne.
That sounds about right.
Lives right over here, or used to live with him. I don't even know if she's still living or not, but lived right over here. Yeah.
Yeah, so no, that Joanne your mom hated. The one across the street down here on Give It Drive.
Really?
Yeah. She was a nurse.
Yeah.
Yeah, they butted heads. So yeah, she's still alive, and still stubborn.
Joanne Suits? Is that who?
I can't remember.
You're thinking about Doris Carter. Lives next door to Jennifer.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking.
That's
of.
Doris Carter.
Okay, yeah, she's still alive.
She was 112 back then.
Yes.
Wow.
So, because she got brought up last Christmas, we were talking about that.
Yeah.
So, because she's going to be giving all of her animals, I forget. She's giving the land to like some kind of
Or something.
Yeah.
Deer sanctuary. We're going to tear down the house.
So,
I can't believe she's still living.
yeah.
Wait, how
Wow.
old is she?
I don't know how old she is, but
Yeah,
she was
Mama and
old.
Doris Carter, they butted heads all the time.
So, do you remember Amos and Andy that used to be at the nursing home? Or that's what we called them. It was your mom worked at the nursing home, and there was these 2 old ladies that would escape. And they get a phone call, from the hotel down the road, and it's like, "Are you guys missing any patients?" And sure enough.
Yeah, I forgot she named them Amos and Andy.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what else.
And I know there's so much that we're forgetting,
Yeah, I'm sure that there's tons we're forgetting.
Because, I mean, growing up back then, even through the bad times, it was still a hoot.
It was.
It was.
I
We were
remember-
poor. We were poor as Joe's turkey. But we still had fun. We had a blast.
I remember at one point we had a gorilla suit. I don't know why.
I got it. Somehow, some way, I got it from somewhere.
So,
And our biggest goal in life was scaring each other. To this day, somebody come up behind me at work and scare me, and I'll jump and I'll tell them, don't do that. And they said, why are you so jumpy? So I proceed to tell them about your dad and my brother and my dad and then y'all.
yeah. I remember my dad trying to do the same thing when I was growing up. So,
I'm just.
Well, it took him until 2 years ago, 3 years ago, to be be able to sit down and watch The Exorcist.
Yeah. Finally.
I remember you going.
Then I watched it and I'm like, this is corny. I know there's a couple scenes.
Oh, that one still freaks me out a little bit.
I'm like, ooh. There's a couple scenes I'm like, ooh.
That one's nice.
Yeah, Doris watched it and didn't think it. So we watched The Conjuring this past week. I think that one scared her
That
more.
one's, that's the, yeah.
What's The Conjuring?
It came out a few years ago.
What's it about?
It's about a house that's haunted, more or less.
Yeah.
On the house.
So, but
Somebody
it's
runs
based
around
on
in the
true
background.
events. So I'm trying to think of what else.
We watched,
I want to say there was, at one point, you tried to convince us there was a Bigfoot.
but remember, there was somebody living in the woods, remember?
Remember that? Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, I tried to play it off like there was a Bigfoot and everything, but we went out hunting and come find out, remember we found a place that was dug in the side of a hill?
Oh, I do
and
remember
the camping
that.
stuff? Yeah. And so somebody actually was living out in the woods.
So right after we found that, that's when you tried to scare. You came back and snuck up and cut the power off in the house.
Why does that not
Oh,
surprise
that was so funny. I said, I'll see y'all later. I got to go. And what I done was pulled out the driveway, right? And I cut my lights off and cut them and walked back down the driveway. And right there on the front porch was a fuse panel. So I just opened it up. You talking about two youngins running.
Well, so keep in mind too, my grandmother worked second shift, so she didn't get home until like 11, 12 o'clock at night. So if Robbie wasn't there, we were left to our own devices. So we didn't know what was, we had just found that, there was some guy living in the woods.
And the bad part about it, though, it backfired on me because in the midst of all this, they called Mama. Now here I am, what, 20, 21? Yeah, they call Mama. I'm like, uh-oh.
It's back on.
And miraculously.
Yeah.
But it was funny. Even Butch and Speck were freaking out. I mean, it was great.
Yeah, your mom cracked me up. I'll never forget. So I think I told Jennifer about this not too long ago, but for some reason, me and Bo had to pick up Angie, your first wife, to take her to work one day for whatever reason. And we ran out of gas on the way there. Surprise. So, we're scraping up coins and stuff to, get some gas. And we finally got some gas. And of course, we pick her up late, and she's complaining the whole, ride to work, and she gets out and, me being me, I stick my head out the window, give her the finger and
let
say,
her know you're number one.
Yeah, and I was like, bitch, real loud. And of course, as soon as I walk in,
It's a church, Dad.
okay, as soon as I walk in, then he's on the phone and it was like, is it true? Did you do this to Angie? And I said, yes, ma'am. She was like, well, just because it's true doesn't mean you have to show it to her.
That's my mom.
That always
I
cracked me
think
up.
she complained to me one time about you doing that, and I asked you, and you was like, yeah, I did. I was like, well, I know she is, but still.
I never realized how, I guess, pig-headed I was back then, or how much, it seems like I spoke my mind a little bit more than some of you guys, but maybe that was just me. So,
Nah, you're just weird. You're
Yeah,
just weird, that's all.
yeah. Well, is there anything else you'd like to go over?
Standing on the beach with a gun in my hand.
Oh, yeah. So which cracks me up, that's another thing, going back to the color hair, back then I was so picked on for liking things like The Cure and stuff, and now they're like,
They're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame now.
they're so mainstream now.
Yeah.
It amazes me that all this stuff that was like.
So maybe back then we was the weird one and you was the normal one. But what else you need? What else? Anything else you need?
I'm trying to think if there's any.
We've been going on a couple hours now, haven't
Well, we've been going on for a while.
we? Hey, reminiscing. Good times, good times.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think.
I remember Bug had a Ford Fairlane one time that was sweet.
That was my first car that my dad got
Yeah,
me.
that was a sweet car.
I love that thing. So I know, back when my parents got married, you had a huge crush on my mother.
No. I was afraid of your mother.
Oh, you're afraid of my mother?
I was afraid of your mother.
Well, what made you so?
I don't know. I do not know. I was scared to death of your mother.
Really?
Yes. She would come and I'd hide behind mama's leg. Or they would come by and I would, if she tried to talk to me, I'd start crying. Because I was only 5.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's hilarious.
I sure enough.
So when did you finally warm up? Just when you got older?
I guess when I got older, but yeah. I mean, I bet you for at least a year. I was scared to death of her.
So, do you remember, or did you have any, when you found out you were going to be an uncle, I guess, there's not much age difference between me, you, and Bo.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's 5 years for me and Bo, and
so around
6
years
for me and you. Yeah.
So, I mean, did that sink in at all?
Oh yeah, I thought I was the man. I was thinking uncle, you got old guy, then young nephew. I'm like, yeah, I'm the man. I went to school. I'm an uncle. Yeah, I'm an uncle. And then somebody was like, well, I'm an uncle too. No, you ain't. I'm an uncle. I thought I was somebody, boy.
That's funny.
Yeah. Old bug. I do have, I might have got them from you. Do you have are you the one with the pictures of you and Bo from Santa Land?
Yeah, that's the young for me. Yeah.
In Cherokee?
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say, I thought
because it was me, you, and Bo sitting like in front, like there was a Mickey Mouse behind us or something. Yeah. So.
I remember that place. We rode by that place last year.
Oh, I didn't realize I was still around.
It's still around, yeah.
Still operating.
It's
Wow.
now. Back then it was just a village. Remember?
Yeah.
Now it's a whole
It's a whole
amusement
big
park
amusement park.
with a roller coaster.
I did what was it, Ghost Town in the Sky, where they used to have the old.
It's still there, but it's closed now.
There's
They're
a documentary online to where
Yeah.
they're talking about how they keep on trying to bring it back, and
Because I remember us going up there and your daddy getting in with it with one of the gunslingers, the bartender or something. He done a whole shot him thing. It scared me to death. Thought my brother done got killed. Oh yeah.
I said, do you remember any family trips? You guys take
Lord,
pictures?
yes. Mom and Daddy were going to Dresden, Tennessee, driving in, I think Mama's 63 Cadillac. Gas back then was 50-something gallons, 50-something's in a gallon. We're going down the highway and Daddy stops off, we got to stop and get something. Gas was 68 cents a gallon. Daddy was like, gee, I'm not paying that much for gas. They can kiss my, 68 cents a gallon. Really? Really? Yeah. Just stuff like that. We'd always stop off at the Stuckey's.
oh yeah, I remember that.
Stuckey's.
Yeah, there's still a few of those around.
There's still a few around. Stuckey's is the bomb. Now Stuckey's has got Dairy Queen with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, just road trips. There's pictures of like a road trip with your dad and my dad. The picture shows you my dad driving, he's holding a Pepsi.
Oh really? Well, I didn't know there was pictures that I have of when I was a baby when we all went to the beach at some point. So, but of course, I was just a baby, so I don't remember that. But.
Well, I've got some. I may have some of you. Maybe go on my Facebook page, and I got 2 albums. It's Back in the Day and Back in the Day 2. I think that I've got some pictures, some old pictures with you. I know I got some with Bo.
So I know Cousin Mike has some that's popped up.
And that's where I got some of them from. Cousin Mike.
Which I would love to get a hold of those and scan.
But yeah.
So what was your favorite trip that you took with your parents?
Believe it or not, flying to Denver, Colorado with Mama.
I never realized you went out there.
Mm-hmm. I went once.
So
To this day, I won't fly never again. I don't know why. I just won't do it.
she does it once a month. Or
See,
twice a month.
when she flies,
Oh yeah, she flies quite a bit too.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. Never had no problems. I just
So I'm assuming you guys flew out there to see your Aunt Jean.
Yep.
So what was that like? I've never been out there.
A lot different.
How so?
Everybody was not I don't want to say not friendly, but you know how everybody here is outgoing and just people in Colorado is like more uptight and they got them.
I don't think so anymore.
Duh. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. And now they're like, cool, man. But it was just,
They don't have that southern.
they don't have that southern hospitality.
Yeah.
You know, and like they were, that was around the time that, do you remember when the commercial used to be on TV where it showed the North Carolina Highway Patrol driving a Volkswagen Rabbit?
Vaguely.
Okay, well that's, and everybody, do y'all really have police cars on the Volkswagen Rabbits? I'm like, yeah, you know. And like, you know, that of course that's on the western side. We talk about wrestling. Well, they mentioned names like Hulk Hogan, and I'm like, who's that? And they were, well, who do you watch on? Ric Flair, Wahoo McDaniel? And they're like, who's that? You know. But it was pretty cool though. I mean, it was fun. It was different.
Yeah.
First time I traveled
Outside the state.
that far.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Cool. So I mean, I don't know that much about that side when you're Jean and her family. I don't know how she ended up there, or
I'm not sure how she ended up there, but I know it was her and Uncle Joe Priest. And then they had 2 kids who was Joe Jr. and Susan. Now, I haven't seen them since I was a kid. I ain't got a clue, not nary. But now, if you do want some information on Daddy's side, I'm friends with a bunch of Daddy's kinfolk.
Okay.
The Courtneys.
The Courtneys?
Yep.
Okay.
Because Daddy had, his Uncle Nelson, Aunt Catherine, a sister that died.
That was because I know one of them we were talking about, couldn't figure out whether or not that was that side of the family that had the sister that passed away when she was like 10 or something.
Yes, like I said, a bunch of railroad ties fell on her or something. Well,
so I got a question for you.
I got an answer for you.
And I just recently learned this. I remember your mom telling me about, you know, soldiers coming to the house and, you know, like her grandparents and, you know, pricking their fingers trying to figure, you know, on the barbed wire trying to figure out where the menfolk were. Do you ever remember those stories? So I remember her always telling me about that, and I always thought it was she was talking about my mom's side, but that's when I found out that, you know, it was the Shelton Laurel Massacre.
Yeah.
So it's our like great-great-grandfather was one of the victims.
Let's say Shelton, that was Granny Holt's
maiden
name.
So it was her grandfather that was one of the victims.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I remember the stories, and then when I ran across, you know, this thing, I was like, it fit perfectly into what, you know, everything they were saying about it.
Well, I know Mama had some cousins, his last name was Shelton. Like there was Landon Shelton and Paul Shelton.
That sounds familiar.
There was a couple other ones too.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen them since I was a kid, you know.
Well, I remember you know, after your dad passed, she bought that place up in Virginia.
Yeah.
And I remember going up there and staying with some of her cousins. I don't know whose name it was, but they had the chicken farm.
That was Tommy Freeman.
But oh my gosh, that chicken farm stank.
Oh, yeah. Had the dog. And his wife's name was Edie, and she was the one that sold Mama the house.
I didn't know that, so.
But yeah, that was Tommy Freeman.
Okay.
No, Joe Freeman.
Joe Freeman.
Tommy was Joe's brother.
Gotcha.
I don't even know if they're living anymore.
Yeah, like I said, I remember staying up there once.
Yeah.
So, and I think that was in '84.
I couldn't tell you how to get to the farmhouse now. I ain't got a clue.
I mean, last time I was up there, I was a teenager. So, I mean, I know Dad lived up there for a while, but.
It took us, how long? I remember when we found Aunt Muncie's old place. It took us how long?
To find 8 months' place?
Yeah, it took us about an hour.
It took us an hour, and there were gunshots going off throughout
and
the
letting you know
hillside,
they're coming
letting
up
everybody
now.
else
and
know
that's
that
what
they
it
were
was.
in the area.
They was letting you know that there's
Strangers
a
were in the
stranger
area.
showing up. And the guy that lived across the road that your dad knew,
Came
the
down
guy
to get
already
us.
knew that we were here.
He knew we were.
When we
He
pulled
knew
the
we
driveway,
were
he
there
knew
when we
we were
pulled,
there.
and he came down the driveway.
He said, I knew it had to be a stranger or somebody, because I don't, you know. I'm like, wow. This
But
is
after we got there and
2017.
he met us and found out who we were, he he shot a gun a couple of times or something.
Yeah.
It got quiet.
Everything
It
quit.
was like a signal to let everybody know that it was okay.
Felt like I was in Hazard County.
It was the craziest thing because we were like, okay.
And your dad told us that was going to happen. I mean, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
We drive out. Pow, pow. Yeah.
And they were selling her place. I tried to talk him into buying it.
I was like,
He was like, no.
you know why? They still had that damn wooden bridge.
Yeah.
She said, drive across it. I'm like,
He wouldn't drive across. We got out.
Your
and walked
dad was like,
across
I drove an RV across it. I was like, yeah, 40 years ago when it was new.
it. It was beautiful.
Oh, I mean, I remember going up there when I was little. It was gorgeous up there.
Actually, there's pictures of. We took pictures of it. It's on my Facebook.
Yeah,
I loved it.
I'm sure. So, I mean, that's a place you would love too. It was on top of the mountain and nothing.
Up on the mountain, and the land was flat, and then at the back of the house, the yard went out, and then it went up the mountainside. And it was just perfect. I was like, and the stream ran in front of
the
the
huge
house.
river in front of it.
It was beautiful. I was like, perfect. Just, that's where I need to be.
So how long y'all been together? Y'all been together?
It'll be
Good
20
minute.
years come June.
Rock on with your bad
Yeah.
self. I'm gonna say it's been a while.
Yeah.
You put up with him for that long.
That's saying something for us, right?
Go, girl.
You get used to it.
Like, yeah, we've had our ups and downs like everybody else.
Don't we all?
So, okay, girls, you want to ask Robbie anything?
Oh, that's already been covered. No, not really.
Do you know, so there was one grandmother, great-grandmother, maybe Etta's mother, I can't remember, that died in a mental institution
Oh, yeah.
in Virginia. Spent the last 5-6 years of her life there.
That might have been Granny Holt's mama, maybe. I remember Mama saying something about that, but I never knew who it was. My mama Mama never called it a mental institution. She called it a crazy house.
Yeah.
Or nut house. Ain't no telling. I don't know. When it comes to my great grandparents, I didn't know none of them. I had no idea.
Yeah.
And really the only grandparents I do remember was Grandpa Ralph and Granny. And then there was Granny Powler, but that was after her stroke. So all she was doing was laying there, making noises. So, and of course, Granny Powler's husband at the time, Pawpaw Fowler. Daddy called him Budge. I don't know why.
I was about to ask.
Oh, Budge Fowler. Yeah. Pawpaw was cool. Pawpaw Fowler, he was cool.
Yeah. I mean, I know I had the picture of him that I sent you.
Yeah, he was kind of weird, but he was cool. I think, Mama was straight Church of Christ, and he was like, I think, a holy roller. Jehovah's, or not Jehovah's Witness, but what's the other one? No, Holiness.
Mormon?
Yeah. What are you doing? Are you microphoning me too, bud?
Oh, no. So even though there's a microphone here, so.
There is a mic.
Yeah, of course, what's the point of recording? Well, that was just fascinating.
But, there's numerous stories,